See, I can see your finger. Yeah, I don't want to see any fingers. We good? Lily, can we see us?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I forgot my a piece of my podium. I don't know what it's called. The thing that holds the phone. I forgot it at the academy today. I was shooting some videos. So Lily's holding it. Thanks, Lily.
Welcome.
All right. So we've been working on attacking the back, and we talked about some details for the rear naked choke. We talked about some details for the armbar, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. And we talked about I forget what details I went over. I had Shane as a partner that day, but anyway, we've talked a lot about it. And the one thing I wanted to talk about today was controlling the back in general. Making sure that someone, once I have them on the back, the different methods of controlling it and maintaining them. You're probably going to want to lose your glasses for this. Awesome. So, Heather, I tell you what, I'm going to have you just turn and face the other way. Perfect. So, when we think about control, it's important to understand, and this I've heard best described by my friend David Porter. So I'm kind of stealing his line here. But I like the way he puts it. I can control someone with all four of my limbs, right? That's all I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we count my head, there's a fifth. And I can do that by controlling 4 points of contact, which would be your typical having the hooks in and the seatbelt grip and your head tight. Or I can do that by using 2 points of contact. So I could control 1, 2, 3, 4, or I could control just 1, 2, or just 1, 2. Now we're not going to, well, I don't think we're going to go into the truck today, which would be the lower half. We're also not going to go into the crucifix. But my point is I don't have to have all 4 points of contact to control the back. Okay, that's important to understand. So go ahead and turn back around. So remember, good positioning on your opponent. I'm here, I'm controlling. Now, when she wants to escape, she's going to be controlling my arms. When she wants to escape, she's going to fall that way and slide her back to the ground. Go ahead. Boom, right? That's her goal. Let's go back. So, when they start to try to go away, you have options. Nope, you stay forward. Perfect. They have options. And you have options. And a lot of people make the mistake of trying to hold on to the person when it's not time. And what I mean by that, let's turn 90 degrees this way. There we go. Is when Heather goes down this way, it's hard to maintain the rotate. It's hard to stop the rotation that she's going to do to turn her back to the ground. Go ahead. Like even though I'm stronger, see, she's got her powerful legs, and the minute this foot loses it, you tend to lose the position, okay? Now that's when you could easily come in here and be in a nice crucifix position, or you can do something else that I call letting out the drag. That's another term that I stole, but I like it. That term specifically comes from my friend Jeff Curran, and what it means is, that's one of Heather's favorite jiu-jitsu people is Jeff. What it means is letting someone fight until they exhaust themselves, just like you would with a fish. Drag is a fishing term. So that's what we're going to do today. The way you do that is actually pretty easy. What we're going to do is we're going to maintain the overhook, and we're going to allow our legs to release, and then we're just going to let them go. But I'm going to keep control over two major points, 1, 2, and then the head is going to be being driven toward their chest. And this is the part that's a little uncomfortable. So, sorry, Heather. It's just the way it is. So let's go ahead and look at that and see what that looks like. And then we'll talk about how to do it. So Heather's going to do the escape. And I'm just going to let her go. And now this part's going to be uncomfortable, Heather, so you might want to even put your hand down to help you get up. Boom. And now whenever I'm ready, I can throw the hook back in and come back to control. Now, one thing she can tell you is that there is a lot of pressure coming into the back of the head when I do that. And I was trying to be very gentle throughout all of it. It really drives the person's head in. And this is something I discovered a long time ago. I think it was a purple belt when I realized I could do this. But I wasn't sure that it was like, if I was getting away with it because I'm a big guy. And then that's when when did I bring Jeff in the first time? As a black belt at some point. And he taught it. And I said, well, Jeff is about half of the size of a Bill. So if he can do it, that means that it's probably valid, right? So that's when I kind of decided to play with it a little bit more. Let's look at how I did that, what I did, and kind of the options from there. Okay, so I've got the back. When I recognize, and this is the key, is as soon as you recognize you're going to lose a position, you have to be very cognizant of that, very tuned into that idea. But as soon as I realize it, I can just let them go. I know I'm going to lose it. What really needs to remain tight is this connection here at the chest, and shoulder is going to really own the head. Right now, if you see, like I can't put my shoulder into her head very hard because I can't put my shoulder forward. But once we move, I'll be able to. So she goes to escape. Boom. I realize I'm losing it, so I'll just let go. All right. Notice that right here, I'm maintaining lots of pressure into her chest with my arms. Now I'm going to take my feet and walk them back. See, watch me thread the needle here. Boom. And then I turn my belly down. And I just kind of scoot out to my back, or to my belly. All right, right now is when she because I can drive forward, see how my shoulder can own her? So my shoulder and head are now in place as well. My shoulder's right on the back of her, like the base of her skull. I can come to my elbow. See, watch this elbow. See, I'm kind of laying on my tricep. Can you lift your left arm a little, Heather? I'm laying on my tricep. You can put it back now. I kind of pull up to my elbow. Sucks for her because it's me pushing in. And then I start to come up to my knees. And I'm very heavily driving her in. Now as I push forward, they come up. All right? From here, there's a lot of options, a lot of really good options. I could, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll rotate them. See, look what her hand did the minute I did that. And then you can capture an arm. Whoops, stay there, please. I can capture that arm. You can do that to either side. I did it to this side because it's the side you can see. Let's scoot back a little bit. That's perfect. Another thing I like to do from here, because remember they're kind of back, is I'll come up to my feet and I'll place a knee right into her back. It's super uncomfortable, yeah? Yeah. Okay. And then from here we can start to go into choking mechanisms. Okay. But the easiest thing to do is just stand up and take the back again. So from this position, I'm here, I come up, boom. Whatever side I feel I can do, look, I might lean this way a little bit. See, I'm leaning her that way so that my leg is light over here. Foot comes in, sit, lean away, other hook comes in. So this method is a super easy method of taking the back, or of maintaining the back. And I think it's important to understand this, that letting someone be mobile because they're trying to escape is a very important thing. It's a very important thing to catch submissions in. If I get so good at the back that I can hold them and they can't move at all, that means that they can just sit here and hold back. Here's a better example of that. Can you turn and lay down, please? And you're just going to do this. Yeah. From the mount. Have you ever run into this? Like, keep your elbows down. Where like you're having trouble finishing here. Are you able to see my head in that, Lily? I don't know.
Yes.
Thank you. You know, you're having trouble finishing here. Boom, boom. I can't do anything. You're holding and you're like, I can't get into anything. And anytime they try to move, go ahead and move. Boom, you hold them down. What's happening is, thank you. You're so tight on them. You're attacking them so heavily that they're afraid to move. Are you still pointing at me? Mm-hmm. Okay, I see you dancing.
Maybe a little seasick out there.
Yeah. If the camera's shaking a lot, we're sorry.
You're doing great.
Yeah, you're doing awesome. I know your arms are probably tired. But anyway, you don't want them to be scared to move, because then it's hard to get submissions. It's very hard to submit someone who's willing to just sit there and not move forever. It's hard to beat somebody that way. So you need to allow movement in order to beat them. Let's look at some other options. So actually, without you there, I'll kind of just show the movement without a partner. It's a little harder to do because there's nothing to lean against. But I'm controlling them. We fall to the side. As we do, my head and shoulders stay tight. I thread the needle. That means I make a hole with my leg here by keeping my foot planted. And I take the other leg and go through. And that helps me roll over. Now, of course, there's a person there, so you'll be like, oh, I can't roll over anymore. No problem. Just walk your hips back, and you'll be on your belly, and they're on their back. Now, I can't get up like this because my arm is flat here. I can't push. But the minute I come up to my elbows, see how easy my hips rise? And all this time, I'm driving into the back of their head. Oh, and then you're up. So now let's look at some options from here as far as finishing goes. Just from that position. I'll have you face the camera this time, Heather, and again, you might want to lose the glasses.
I'll put them on.
Perfect. So we end up here, okay? My favorite thing to do is to try to get them to let go of my arm, because a lot of times here, they'll put their hands down to help themselves get up. The moment that happens, watch what I do with my grip. I change it. This one that was stabbed, remember it's stab, grab, cuddle. It comes out into the top and I pull it over. You feel that, Heather? Mm-hmm. Tuck your chin. Look, it comes in with the arm like this, and then it rotates in and it gets under the chin no matter what. Boom. And then I'm pressing in with my shoulder and pulling my thumb back toward me. It's very crushy, okay? That's probably the most common one. With a gi, you could also grab the gi and finish the choke right here. Little sliding collar action. All right? Of course, you've got your arm bars here, and you've got the crucifix position. You could also go to the truck position. Let's look at kind of those options just so you see them. But we're not going to go over those in detail. So I would go to the crucifix if she's falling, or I could go, that's another way to say it. I could go to the crucifix if she's falling away from the underhook side. You could fall toward it, or I'm sorry. Oh, let me try again. Go to the truck, not the crucifix. If, here. All right, and then you've got to move. You've got to try to escape. There we go. And then you could come here. So, or if she's going to the regular side, I could pull my leg out early and just come here to the crucifix, and she's going to try to not let me straighten out this arm. So we're going to pinch, and now as she tries to get it straight out of there, we've got it. Okay, so those are some other options that we'll go for another day. But that idea of letting out the drag from any given position is important. I think I see a lot of mistakes, especially from dominant positions. People will get the top side control, they'll get the top mount, and they'll just hold and not let anybody move. You have to allow movement. Questions is, what movement are you going to allow? And that's where it depends on you, right? Because if you prefer arm bars, you might want a certain kind of movement versus if you prefer kimuras or darce or knee bars. So that's an important thing to get. Are there any questions on the video so far? There,
oh, yeah.
Okay.
When you're both laid out, this is from Vaughn Double.
Cool.
When you're both laid out flat, could you go for a choke by dropping the elbow of your overarm to the floor? And I have no clue what that says.
That's okay. Keep looking at us. So the choke I would go for, Vaughn, is the one I just showed. But let's look at it kind of from that movement. Let's scoot over this way a little bit. A little bit more, because I'm going to do the escape. Or I'm sorry, you're going to do the escape. So we go here. She does her escape. Boom. I allow the release I circle, circle. Look, here's the key. See how her shoulder is up right here, this shoulder? I don't want her rolling that way. So I keep my elbow tight down to her shoulder as I circle. And then right here is when I would switch and start applying the choke. So I don't know if that's what you meant, but that's certainly a viable option. It might also end up being a little bit of a neck crank as well.
It was definitely cranky, neck cranky, but I didn't want it to happen anymore.
Yeah. Anything else, Lily, do you see?
No. Oh, Dan Parat is watching, it says.
Hi, Dan. Thanks for telling me. How are we doing? We're good on time. Okay. That's really all I wanted to cover today. I know it's a really simple thing, but the key is, and a drill you could do is just have them try to escape. And as they try to escape, you go to different positions. You just keep letting them escape, keep doing the same way of getting up. One of my good friends, Joe Hill, he's a brown belt. Well, he was supposed to get his black belt in May. I don't think that's going to happen.
Aww.
But, I mean, not because of his skill, but because of just the way things are right now. He got really good at this. And it's hard to get him off your back because of it. You know, once you learn that really all you need is those two little points of connection, you'll maintain the back and you'll maintain most positions a lot better because you're not trying to control the entire body. If you look at this from just a regular, turn to face the camera, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's my whole body against their whole body. And if they're stronger than me, I might not win that, right? But if I can just use most of my body against just a little bit of them, I don't have to control her hips. Do something. Go somewhere. Yeah, look, I can just let her go. And all I've got to do is maintain and control, right? Boom, look, from here, yeah. She's in trouble. I don't have room. I don't want to kick the karate lion. But that's kind of what we're working on there, is just letting them go. I hope that makes sense to everybody. I hope that's helpful. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Actually, what we'll do here, I can turn the camera. I always forget I can do this. Let me see what other questions there were. It looks like that's it. Yes, sir. Get it from there if you need. Really tight. Good. All right. So I apologize to anybody just tuning in. I did start about 5 minutes early, probably. You're welcome, Dan. No problem. I'm not seeing any other questions come in, so if something comes up, feel free to put it in here, and I'll answer it when I can. And, of course, this will get put up on our YouTube page as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great one.